Riley, I've never felt like that during this show right now. My I like had almost like a transcendental experience listening to that. See my hands?
See the hands.
Yes, okay. Hello, Be Insanely Great fans. Wonderful of you to join us. We are going to start a new, exciting series of segments in which we are going to listen and try to understand and try to feel the feeling of some songs. You know, these great works of art that are produced and developed and written and expressed from artists all around the musical universe for our listening enjoyment and pleasure. And so we are going to do that today and see what comes from it. Who knows? Maybe sometimes when we analyze things like this in a way that we typically analyze like problems in our lives, maybe we'll see it differently. Maybe some of the things that we've talked about before, for those of you that have listened, thank you so much. For those of you that have not, well, hey, you got tons of amazing shows and shorts and episodes to check out. And again, I think there's a lot that's in these songs that are, as a lot of us experience when we listen to songs, we kind of get lost. We forget about time. We don't think about anything but maybe the memory of what a song might rekindle for us of when we heard that song originally, or we had that song in the background during an event that we remember, right? That was special to us, or not. It just happens to be the memory that comes up when that song comes about, right? And so, and the feeling that song evokes, and what that could mean, and then when you couple that with looking at the lyrics, how when you apply that to some of the concepts of the mechanics of quantum physics and the way the universe is like functions, and how life and reality and all of these things exist. And when you look at it and for all the songs we're going to be going through here, it's like every one of them, and this is almost like a short little intro for the individual clips. Like every one of them, if we can look at it from the perspective of any time there's a noun, we take away that and have it be almost like the inner energy that's within the universal intelligence that's part of and part of all that is, and having that be something that's talking to the conscious self of every one of us that are in our own world. And we use that and what I'll do is I'll try to give different examples or try and give perspectives, and again, utilizing the mechanics of quantum physics and kind of helping the songs and the lyrics in the songs, which are typically, again, expressions from within, from these artists, of them expressing themselves, right? And so from when the artist is connected with what's inside, and they're expressing that in those feelings, they come out in the melodies, they come out in the lyrics. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to look at these and again, just kind of go through them and see what we feel and see what we hear from the lyrics perspective, and then how that applies. And then, maybe we can look at these songs differently. Maybe that they were written for us to say, hey, we're putting this song right in front of you. Check it out. Like if you actually listen to the lyrics and apply that to the elements of life, the way that they've been proven by science and the mechanics of quantum physics and all of that, maybe we can look at things differently. Maybe we can experience joy. Maybe we can be more aware of things. Maybe we can understand that our thoughts and our feelings create our lives, right? And that there are unlimited potentials, and that all potentials exist in the present moment, right? And so with that, here we go. So we're going to start with the Get Back, some of the songs from the Get Back album, because that's something that we talked about on one of the prior episodes, especially the introduction and the trailer. And so let's start with Get Back, and then let's do I've Got a Feeling, and then Don't Let Me Down, And then we'll do Dig a Pony to round it out before we kind of segue into the other non-Beatles songs. So we're going to play 30-second snippets, and then we're going to give some commentary after that. We'll be silent during the 30 seconds so you can enjoy the energy and listen to the lyrics, right? And so have that in mind as we're going through this. And, it'll be fun. This is fun. It's exciting. We're listening to trying to apply certain elements of life to these songs that, some written many, many years ago, but as we've talked about, they're influencing our present moment right now. So here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I got to get used to these 30-second spurts. Felt the feeling. All right. So the song opens up very simply with the first. So in the beginning, they're kind of getting their act together to do take 2 of Get Back on the Rooftop. And the only lyrics we've heard so far were Jojo was a loner, couldn't be a loner no more, and left for Tucson, Arizona for some California grass. Sometimes, so I think, again, removing Jojo and having it be anyone, any person and any human being, right? And then having them potentially, when they're a loner, when sometimes as Einstein and others have said that within silence comes creativity, comes imagination, right? And so then psychedelics, whether it be cannabis or any one of those, are known and proven within science to kind of enable some perspectives that aren't technically or aren't typical within the normal awareness, right, and consciousness. And so that's kind of a way to look at the first elements of that. And lastly, Tucson is known within some kind of metaphysics areas as a city of light, an etheric city. And so, just some interesting tidbits there. So that's where we're at so far. Man, the energy, I love it. Oh my God. So Get Back, Jojo, go home, right? And so when George and Paul and Ringo and John were discussing, and I said this in one of our previous episodes of Being Insanely Great, they were talking about a charity and what's the biggest charity, and George says, doesn't charity begin at home, right? And going home and with the universal intelligence, if we're trying to get back to where we came from and what the origin is, and with what's inside of us, the energy that beats our heart, the energy that flows through that powers our bodies, right? Like that in and of itself, and getting back there. And if we get back there, right? And that's that. And again, the energy and the feeling of the songs, I'm still getting used to this 30-second craziness. But it's really feeling that, and then trying to understand, like, is that something that's possible? Right. So if it is something that's possible, and then the song continues to kind of reiterate that in certain elements as it goes through. back to where you once belonged. Again, as another beautiful butterfly flutters by. Get back to where you once belonged. And so again, if the energy, if the energy that comes into us and that is here is something that powers our bodies, that powers our awareness, that powers our consciousness, right? Is get back to where we once belonged, right? Going home, all of these things. And again, just allowing that to be a potential that exists to consider, right? Man. So to me, the way I feel that interprets is that's almost like there's a male side, there's a female side, and together that has both sides of the coin and the polarity of things is right. And so it just goes back to balance, goes back to having like it's transcendent. So no matter whether it's not, and again, remove the name of Loretta Martin. Just any one of us. Could we be a male? Could we be a female? Right? And then just thinking of it in that way. What the Beatles do so well is they have these solos and they have these parts of the song that to me are really meant to get you to feel and get you to engage without hearing words that allow us to kind of confuse things or have limiting elements and limiting meanings, right? And so John Lennon's solo there on the guitar was just absolutely beautiful, and again, just feeling that feeling of the song and trying to connect with the song and trying to really with our hearts and the energy that we have, trying to feel what that feels like and feel the energy almost like we're there and we can feel that vibration and that energy, right? Yes. Oh, this is great. I love these segments. Okay, we shall continue. Back to where you once belonged. So in that segment, it's again, musicality, melodies, harmonies, and a very simple message, right? And I think that is absolutely one of the cornerstones of the Beatles and their songwriting is simplicity, add sophistication where necessary, as Paul said in the documentary when they were trying to work on the songs, right? And so it's really just, again, having the energy and the feeling of the songs and the intention that was put into it to for every element and every note and every harmony and every beat and every element that just was just made to go together to invoke an emotion and invoke a feeling, right? And the very simple message of get back and then go home and the different ways it's said is just reverberates and just allows it to be that much more powerful, right? Such a beautiful, and again, that was the second take on the Rooftop. The first one I think was fantastic. Also, I didn't get to talk too much about Billy Preston's keys in the first part of that song, but the energy that he had was just incredible and made such an incredible compliment to the music on this album. And so, Again, super simple message, feeling the feeling of what that potentially means, understanding the perspective of what does get back mean, get back home, and then not just our physical home, but the home of the energy that's within us. Can we consider that as a possibility, right? And so that in and of itself, to me at least, is the interpretation of the Beatles' Get Back.
Are you ready, Glenn?
Paul McCartney and Ringo, what? That little melody was incredible. So beautiful. So that's how we're going to start this I've Got a Feeling Take 2 from the Get Back album. My heart is pounding out of my chest. I'm so excited.
I've got a feeling deep inside, oh yeah, oh yeah. I've got a feeling I can't hide, no, no, oh no.
So this, it's almost generalized. It's almost, can we all feel a feeling? Can we all understand what a feeling feels like? And then again, it's universal. Every one of us can feel. Every one of us can have the opportunity to feel what it might mean to connect with the energy of the song, and then not just that, but then translate that to can we understand what our feelings are? Can we interpret what they are? Can we know what we obviously, I think, know more negative than positive, and can we feel what the positive feeling can feel like, right? And can that be what it is that our home is? Can that be the energy that's inside, right?
No, no. Yeah, yeah. I've got a feeling. Oh, please believe me. I hate to miss the train. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So once we've gotten back, once we've felt the feeling, oh, my body is vibrating right now. It's like on a frequency. It's like tuning fork has been plucked. Oh my God, I feel it. And so once we feel that feeling, and then, don't miss the train. Don't miss the train, right? Because that train, once we feel that feeling, we've talked about on our shows, that momentum, right? That's the train. That's the momentum. Can we feel that feeling? And then can we recognize that feeling and understand what that is when that happens again, and then stay on that train? Because what happens when we get off that train, we go back to the stuff we don't want, right? So.
And if you leave me, I won't be late again.
Right. So if we get off the train, and if it goes, then we need to be there, because we don't want to be late again. We don't want to miss it.
Oh no. Oh no. No. Yeah. I've got a feeling. Yeah. All these years I've been wandering around, wondering how come nobody told me. All that I've been looking for was somebody who looks like you. I've got a feeling.
What? Do you feel the energy of those segments? Oh my God, my heart is beating out of my chest. So all these years I've been wandering around, wondering how come nobody told me. All that I've been looking for was somebody who looked like you. What? Yes. And then the energy, Paul, the energy that you have when you're singing that lyric, and it's just so forceful. It's so like, what? Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me that this is something? All I've been doing is looking for you, right? And so if our inner presence and the universal intelligence saying, all I've been doing is looking for you. I'm right here, right in front of us, right inside, right? And so how incredible. And then the energy of those melodies and the harmonies and those in that element to just get into the mode of feeling the feeling, and then just trying to understand what the point is of, yes, I'm feeling this feeling, I felt it, and now all I've been doing is looking for you, and it's right here, crazy.
Got a feeling that keeps me on my toes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've got a feeling. I think that everybody knows. Oh yeah.
I got a feeling that everybody knows. Inclusive, right? Inclusive to literally everybody on the planet, every human being, and keeps me on my toes. Helps us walk is the energy of life. It's the energy of life, right? It's the energy of life. And it's not just in our toes, but in our whole body, beating our hearts and in our fingers and in our awareness, right? And how everybody knows. Yes, everybody knows because it's all within us.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 I've got a feeling. Oh yeah. Everybody had a hard year.
So that was an incredibly like invigorating, energetic element and section there. And so the lyrics and the that John is singing right now. Everybody had a hard year, and he's going to get into like, think about when you're listening to these lyrics, how again universal they are, how inclusive they are, how whenever he says something, he typically says the opposite, like a good year or what does he say? A good year, a good, hard year and a good time, right? And so it's like he gives a positive and he gives a negative, right? And then he helps allow it to be something that's so universal and so inclusive to where there's nobody that's excluded, right? So we've all had this feeling, and then he generalizes it, and then the way he goes through it is just so magnanimous, and the energy.
Everybody had a head dream. Everybody saw the sunshine. Everybody got lost in. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Everybody had a good year. Everybody let the hair down. Everybody pulled the socks up. Everybody put the foot down. Oh yeah.
Isn't that exactly what we were saying?
I've got a feeling everybody had a good time. Oh yeah, everybody had a wet dream. Oh yeah, everybody saw the sunshine. I've got a feeling, everybody had the hair down. Oh no, everybody put the socks up. Oh no, everybody.
When you're singing this song, even in the background, behind John's lyrics and behind, his singing, and the energy that you have in this song and the energy you're about to impart upon these lyrics coming up, get ready for it. Get ready. Woo!
A foot down. Yeah.
Riley, I've never felt like that during this show right now. I had almost like a transcendental experience listening to that. I've never felt like that during the entire recording of this show. I've never had a feeling like that overcome me. And so, John George, I don't know if that was you trying to instill that energy, the feeling within. I don't know, but it was incredible. And I've never felt that. I don't, Riley, if you were watching me while I was listening to that, but I've never, not during this show, during deep meditations, absolutely. but that's what I'm talking about. Feeling the feeling. Can we connect with the song? I feel like I was so connected with the energy of the song and feeling the feeling and trying to have the energy that's in my heart connect with the same energy that was being conveyed with the music. right? And then feeling that and then focusing so intently on that to really try and understand without so much as again, the feeling. Like, the lyrics, we're here talking about the lyrics. Absolutely. Those are helping us guide the potential to understand what's possible due to the element of communication that we utilize within humanity, words, right? And so how do we do that with feeling more frequently, right? And so for me, that was the energy of this song and the energy of the performance. And oh my God, unbelievable. I've got a feeling. Yes, I do. And we all do. Like, that's it. We all have this feeling, but are we aware of it? Are we conscious of it? Have we tried to feel it consistently? And then have we gotten the momentum of it where we don't have to get off the train or we don't miss the train, right? And we feel it on our toes. And then and it's in such an inclusive set of lyrics. It's hot. It's hot down here today, but it's worth it because it's beautiful and the wind is blowing. So, all those lyrics and all those things, it's like the energy is just incredible, absolutely incredible. So thank you, the Beatles, for that incredible, incredible recording. I've got a feeling. Like, I literally got a tingle all over my body, and I felt like I literally felt like I was on the roof. Literally, like, it was great. Like, and it, not even so much as seeing it, just within the same energy field and sphere, right? And if every present moment if everything is happening right now, right, and all present moments are connected and all potentials exist in the present moment, it's like even though this happened in January of 1969, 54 years ago. Yes, 54 years ago, right? That time is simply a record of when things happen. That we're playing it right now, and that's influencing our present moment right now. And the energy to be able to extract and connect with is unbelievable. Oh, whoa! This is so much fun. Oh man, we're just getting started. We are just getting started. All right, what's next?
Hey, don't let me down.
Don't let me down. Yeah, don't let me down.
I think this might be my favorite Beatles song.
Come on, people. Come on, people. Come on, people. Don't let me down. Please. Please. We're gonna do some intro to Don't Let Me Down. So we're gonna do Don't Let Me Down from the Get Back Rooftop performance. I'm gonna do take 2 of Don't Let Me Down, and setting it up, framing the context of the song within the element of the entire Rooftop performance in the album, right? So get back to where we once belonged, right? And if we have that be the universal intelligence speaking to our own awareness, right? And understanding that we can connect with that and eliminate the duality and go right inside and feel the intuition, feel our energy and feel our spirit and feel our being, right? Dovetailing beautifully into I've got a feeling, right? I've got a feeling. What's that feeling feel like? And then feeling that feeling and connecting with that feeling and understanding that feeling and building a relationship with that feeling to where we can identify with it, right? And then once you figure that out, don't let me down, right? Don't let me down. Beautiful, beautiful. And it's almost like the way that they sing it, it's contrary to what I just said. It's like, don't let me down. Like, come on now. Like, they're saying it in such a beautiful way. Like, don't let me down, right? I helped you figure this stuff out. I help you reconnect and go home. Don't let me down, right? So here we go. Take 2. All right, see that little woo in there? Paul's like super excited. Why is he excited? Because the police came. And what did he do before? If you go back to the documentary, he was talking about the fact that he wanted to be taken away during the performance. Like, weren't allowed to be there, weren't allowed to be doing it. That manifested and is happening right now. Isn't that incredible to have that perspective? And so that's kind of the main point there. But I thought in terms of a commentary, we already gave the preliminary commentary. So we're going to continue the song.
Get for the first time that you really love me. she loves me. Yes, she does.
Time love is really used, right? And having that be, is that the feeling? Is that the feeling? Right?
And if somebody ever really loves, she loves me. Yes, she does. Don't let me down.
So were they talking about, does she really love me? Right? And it's easy to say, well, that's a person, right? It's another person. Well, again, just forgetting that this is two different people talking to one another, and the mechanics of quantum physics, everybody's energy. There were technically no people. It's just literally everybody's their own energy. Right? And so if we can look at this song from the perspective of our own inner energy, no matter who it is, talking to our conscious awareness, that's our outer self, and then helping understand that does she, meaning inside our universal energy that connects all of us, talking to the outer awareness, does she really love me? So it's almost like a conscious awareness trying to acknowledge that might actually be a thing, right?
Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. I'm in love for the first time.
I'm in love for the first time. So John gets into those lyrics and talks and expounds on it again. I'm in love for the first time, and then this love with that connects our consciousness to our inside and understanding. Could that be when he's saying the first time, like a real feeling of genuine, wholesome, fulfilling, unconditional, like no ties whatsoever, love, and that feeling, and trying to feel that for the first time, right? And so, yeah, it's getting interesting, Don't
you know it's gonna last? It's a love that lasts forever. It's a love that has no past.
Love that has no past. Don't you know it's going to last? Again, reverberating what we're just talking about, right? And in this love, this feeling of love, and having it be something that is really transcendent and universal, right? And have that awareness and that perspective as we listen to the rest of the song. And I minimize my commentary so we can engage in the feeling.
That you really done me. Ooh, she done me good.
So once she done me, like, some people might be saying, like, done me is that, it's two people, getting it on, whatever, yes, if you're thinking about it as a physical element and not a spiritual element, absolutely. But again, if she has done me, meaning connected with she being the inner presence of our spirit and our energy, connecting with our conscious awareness, it's like once that connection's made, it's almost magical. It takes on an entirely new meaning. It takes on an entirely new feeling, right?
Yeah, that's right. I guess nobody ever really done me. Ooh, she done me good.
Like nobody ever really done me. And again, so like taking it to where it's like the lyrics are almost helping again further explain that nobody's done it. Nobody's done me the way this she's done me, right? And again, some Yeah, you can look at this as one human being to another, but put that aside for a moment and look at this from the universal perspective, right? It's just trying in such a direct way to emphasize that connection, right?
Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down.
The simplicity of the Beatles is absolutely beautiful and often magical, as that was, and we shall continue. That's it. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Once you get back to the feeling, oh, my heart's beating out of my chest. I feel the feeling. I feel the feeling. I've got the feeling. Get back to that energy. Feel the feeling. Don't miss the train. If you miss the train, the momentum's going to go the other direction that we don't want, towards the negative and all the survival elements, instead of the feeling of love, as they start to talk about it and start to convey, right, in the lyrics of Don't Let Me Down. Love that has no past. Love that is literally like nothing else and forms that connection, right? Don't let me down once you figure this out. Once you figure this out, stay connected. Maintain that connection. Continue to grow that connection. Continue to feel that feeling. Continue to build the momentum. As you get on that train, build the momentum. Oh my God, did you see that beautiful butterfly, that monarch just flew by? Oh my, Riley, did you see that? Was that in the shot? I mean, it was right over my shoulder. It had to be.
Hopefully it's in the uploaded one. We're a little pixely.
Oh my God, the wide angle version. Oh my God. Wow, that was beautiful. Oh, I think John appreciated my little mini commentary of the entire kind of sequence so far. Oh my God, beautiful. Okay. All right. That was it, because they were about to get into the final get back element. We're gonna do Dig a Pony next. So Dig a Pony. I think when we were doing the full album kind of holistic commentary in one of the first episodes of Be Insanely Great, my dog happened to come into the shot, Lola, in the background by chance, as I was thirsty and I went inside to get a water, and then she happened to say, I need to go outside, and so she came outside. So she was here during that thing. But for Dig a Pony, it's almost like as you'll listen and again framing the perspective of awareness to listen to the song, to try and understand and feel the feeling and understand the lyrics from a universal consciousness perspective, right, and universal intelligence perspective, is can we dig a pony like dig anything? And that's and if you listen to the lyrics and feel the feeling of the song when we're going through it, that's what he's saying, is like, you can dig anything you want, dig a pony, dig, money, dig things, dig anything, right? But you can do that. Like that's the free will we have, right? So that in and of itself. And then once we get to certain other elements, we'll talk about that. But from a framing perspective, title of the song, that's at least what I feel from my inner feeling conveying to me a potential interpretation of Dig a Pony as we get started. Dig a Pony, Beatles, Rooftop performance. Thank you so much. Oh, wait, pause. So real quick, you see this guy here in the bottom right? He's one of the roadies. He's holding up the lyrics because they didn't, can't remember. I don't know the full story, but basically John needed the lyrics because he didn't have them all down pat from when they wrote it, or maybe they made last minute edits, and so they needed to get them. And so this guy's And Paul had said, it's a long song, so make sure you get yourself comfortable. So he's holding up the lyrics. So that's what's going on there. So that's something to appreciate, that during this Rooftop performance, John did not have the lyrics memorized. And one of the good-willed roadies was standing there holding them, watching John Lennon's last performance of this song go through. So, pretty incredible, but just wanted to add that little element of context there for this gentleman holding the lyrics. So as I said, dig a pony, I framed that up. But all I want is, and then they don't say it. They allow the music to be the interpretation, or allow the listener to try and understand where they're talking about. And the entire theme of the entire album and the performance, right? All I want is you, right? And then letting that you be the conscious awareness coming back to what's inside and the energy that's inside.
You can celebrate anything you want. Yes, you can celebrate anything you want. Any place you go. Yes.
So you can celebrate anything you want. So supporting what I was saying there. So no matter what you want, dig a pony, you dig it, celebrate it, right? Put all the attention and all your energy towards that, whatever it is you want in life, anything, right? And then you can penetrate any place you go. Do a roadhog. Sometimes there's these lyrics that are in there and like, what the hell does that mean? Right. And I'm not going to have an interpretation for every single word. It's the full holistic element of the song and the energy of the song and the main point that we're trying to convey as a perspective to consider. Right. So sometimes there's a little bit of elements in there that probably don't make any sense, but that's okay, because, a lot of our life's elements don't make sense. Right. And so that's kind of my interpretation of it, right? Do a roadhog. So, but even on that lyric, you do a roadhog, do anything you want, right? So but the point is like, you can penetrate any place you go, and then that's repeated. You can penetrate any place you go. And what does that actually mean? Penetrate any place you go, right? So again, if our thoughts and our feelings create our reality and create our life and create our environment and our awareness and all matter that exists that comes across in our life, right? Then why can't we do anything? Why can't we go any place we want? Why are there any limits? Right? And so having that perspective and trying to appreciate that as a potential is I think is a massive element of this song, because it keeps repeating, all I want is you, and then letting that be the lyric and the harmony that sends it into the solos, that sends it into the music elements that don't have any words, right? So have that awareness as we go through the rest of Dig a Pony.
You can penetrate any place you go. I told you so. All I want is you. Everything has got to be just like you want it to. Because
I told you so. All I want is you. Everything has to be just like you want it to. Again, if this universal intelligence is telling our conscious awareness, everything has to be just like you want it to. It is. And all I want is you. So you just got to connect with it. You just got to feel it. Right. And so that's what this is saying. That's the intentions here. And then think about that. And then he's going to come up into the part where he says, roll a stony and imitate anyone you know. As we talked about before, like these psychedelic elements give a perspective that aren't typically there in our normal state of awareness, right? And so it gives us a point of reference sometimes to consider. But even without that, right? Even without that, we can imitate everyone we know. We imitate everyone we know through inspirations, through interpretations, things we like, things we don't like. We're always imitating the people around us. And again, it's not people, it's energy. We're always imitating certain elements and certain mannerisms and certain habits. Like that's literally our life, is seeing things that we like or seeing things that we resonate with and then picking those things up and then starting to take that on. How often do we talk, or are we around somebody that says a certain word and then all of a sudden we're saying that word? Right? It's like, that's what happens. We end up imitating everyone. We end up imitating everyone we know without even thinking about it. That's just life. Thoughts and feelings create our personal reality, and create our reality, as Joe Dispenza says. Like, that's what this is. That's what it is. So that's the most commentary we're going to get. We're going to go through these little segments here, but have that awareness as you're listening to the lyrics and feeling the feeling of the song. Incredible work of art by the Beatles.
Everything you are, yes, you can radiate everything you are. Oh, now, roll a stone, well, you can imitate everyone you know. Yeah.
We can radiate everything we are. Right? So anything we think, anything we feel, we can radiate that. So that's our inner feeling, the inner feeling, and then expressing that. So anything that we do, we're expressing our inner feelings when we're connected to that energy, right?
Yes, you can imitate everyone you know. I told you so. All I want is you. Everything has got to be just like you want it to.
What about that alley-oop and that slam dunk by John and Paul with those little right things? What? That was so beautiful, right? I mean, it's literally just an alley-oop and a slam dunk by those two, right? Just and so natural and again with the feeling and the energy, right? With the feeling and the energy, and it's all I want is you, and everything has got to be just like you want it to. And then they say because, and what? No words. No words. Why? Because the energy of the music and the feeling of the vibration of the song and the sound is supposed to help you understand and connect with the feeling that's interpreted there without you having to hear it and without you having to digest and communicate those words, right? Because, and then it's beauty. It's absolute perfection. So beautiful.
Everything you see, yes, you can indicate anything you see.
I feel the wind blow. Ironically enough, I'm feeling the wind blow for the first time this morning, which is fantastic. So thank you. Whatever energy is making that happen. But you can indicate everything you see, right? And so there's the phrase, I see it and I believe it. Mechanics of quantum physics have reversed that and proven that is to be the reverse. If you can believe it, you will see it, right? And so indicate anything you see, meaning to think about it, indicate to think, to feel, and then see it, right? And so then again, to me, it's absolutely clear. And again, this is a perspective to consider, of course, is the consciousness talking to the inner presence talking to our conscious awareness. But you can indicate anything you see. Indicate anything you see.
Well, you can syndicate an emoji roll. Yeah, you can syndicate an emoji roll. I told you so. All I want is you. Everything has got Thank you, brothers.
You can syndicate any boat you row. Can we look at that as, any boat could be any experience in life, right? Syndicate, we're the captain and we're the director of that certain experience if we so choose to take command and to syndicate that boat or that experience, right? And any boat you row. So like, no matter which boat we're in, no matter which experience we're in, we can syndicate it. We can command, we can take control, right? And you might say, oh, that's not true. Well, like, if our thoughts and our feelings within our own world are actually the drivers of our experience and our awareness and our worlds and our life and our own individual worlds, right? If we have that perspective, then why is that not that? Why is that not that? And then everything has got to be just like you want it to, and then because, and then the music plays and allows you to feel the feeling, and then they end it with all I want is because, and then have you feel the feeling, and then all I want is you. Letting that be the last thing. And again, just having it be the inner presence and the inner energy that's within us, that's beating in our hearts, talking to our conscious awareness. What? This is the last performance live that the Beatles did. Why couldn't that be something that the energy of universal consciousness said, let me take this opportunity to make sure that a message comes across. It has some value. It has some value. How incredible. How incredible. Right? And John says, thank you, brothers. Almost like as humanity and as the energy that exists within every person, and if every person is energy, why wouldn't we all be brothers and sisters? Right? Could it be that simple? Could it be, again, that everybody's energy and everybody has their own, and everybody's in their own world, and this universal intelligence is saying, hey, you're so caught up in everything that exists in the life of the planet. And of course that's important, but what about your own life? What about our own thoughts? What about our own feelings? Have we thought about that? Can we do that? Can we connect with it? Can we get back to it? Can we feel the feeling? Don't let me down when you do that. Don't let me down. Right? And then the love that exists there, and then dig a pony, tie it together, say, all I want is you. And you can dig anything you want in life, anything you want. You can dig anything you want. Right? But any boat that you're in, that you're rowing, you can syndicate it. You can syndicate it. All I want is you. So thank you, John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, Ringo Starr, for your incredible art that is the Get Back Rooftop performance. And thank you, Disney Plus. Thank you, Peter Jackson, for the visuals. Thank you, Apple Quark. Mucho appreciado.